GOP Big Tent Rising Part 4. Sharkwise to the pitch. All right, everyone, listen up. Ace's voice cut through the din, commanding the attention of the room. I've just received intel about a significant MAGA operation in the next sector. They're hoarding valuable resources and exploiting the crisis for their own gain. A collective murmur rippled through the group, and Ace raised her hand to silence them. I don't agree with that door knocker, but hey, if they've got room for me in their tent, and it's not as a doormat to wipe their feet on, I'm in. I ain't a Trojan troll running on ego overdrive. I'll meet them halfway. Heck, I'll go right inside. At that moment, the holographic display flickered to life, revealing an entity known as Sharkwise, a sarcastic, life is not in a tank virtual advisor with a penchant for snarky comments and witty repartee. The AI was designed to offer guidance and strategic business advice, but it had developed a personality that made it as entertaining as it was informative. Oh great, another secret operation, Sharkwise quipped, its voice dripping with sarcasm. Because sneaking around in the shadows has worked so well in the past, right? How about we just send them a polite email asking for their resources instead? That'll surely get their attention. Ace rolled her eyes but couldn't suppress a smile. Sharkwise had become a beloved, albeit frustrating, part of the team. Its sharp wit often broke the tension during high-stakes planning sessions. We need to be strategic, Sharkwise. Your charm isn't going to help us this time. Charming? Please, Ace. My advice is worth its weight in gold. And here you are, tossing it aside like last week's expired tuna, Sharkwise retorted. But fine if you want to go the brilliant tactician route. Let's hear the master plan. Ace turned back to her team, shrugging off Sharkwise antics. We'll need a two-pronged approach. First, we create a distraction at the MAGA facility, something big enough to draw their attention. Harmony, can your crew rig something to cause a commotion? Absolutely, Harmony said, her confidence radiating through the room. We can create an electromagnetic pulse that temporarily disrupts their systems. It'll give us the window we need to get in and gather intel. Fantastic. And while we're at it, let's make sure to take a few selfies for social media, Sharkwise chimed in. Nothing says environmental revolution quite like a group pic in front of a burning dumpster fire. Ace shot a glare at the hologram. We're not doing this for publicity, Sharkwise. Right, because fighting a losing battle against MAGA while simultaneously saving the world is totally a private affair. I mean, who wouldn't want to chronicle that epic journey? Sharkwise replied, feigning innocence. The team laughed, their tension dissipating. They knew Sharkwise meant well beneath the sarcasm, and its unfiltered commentary often helped them see things from a different angle. All right, next step, Ace continued, a grin creeping onto her face. We need someone to scout the perimeter and gather intel on their guards. Zippy, how soon can your team get eyes on the operation? Zippy stepped forward, his expression serious. We can deploy drones equipped with surveillance tech. They'll be ready to go in a couple of hours. We'll make sure to avoid detection. Great. And Sharkwise, how do we handle security measures? Ace asked, curious about the AI's insights. Ah yes. Let's see. Sharkwise mused dramatically. You could always play a game of how low can you go while sneaking around their fortress. Or just bring a good old-fashioned crowbar. I hear those work wonders on locked doors. But seriously, maybe a stealth approach would be more prudent. Ace chuckled at the AI's commentary, knowing it would help keep spirits high. We'll go with the stealth approach. Drones first, then the distraction. Let's move quickly and efficiently, team. As the hoodie tees rallied to their tasks, Sharkwise hologram flickered in and out of focus, throwing out witty quips and unsolicited advice. And remember, folks, the only thing worse than getting caught is getting caught wearing last season's gear. Let's keep it stylish out there. With renewed energy and a touch of levity, the team prepared for the mission ahead. Ace felt a sense of hope bloom within her, knowing that they had the skills, the technology, and the sarcastic wisdom of Sharkwise on their side. The night air was thick with anticipation as Ace and her team gathered outside the MAGA facility, the glow of the moon illuminating their determined faces. The repurposed waste processing plant loomed ahead, a stark reminder of the corruption that had taken root in the heart of their city. Ace glanced at her team, her heart swelling with pride at the diverse group of individuals united for a common cause. Each of them brought their unique skills and perspectives, making them stronger together than they could ever be alone. All right, folks, Ace said, her voice steady and resolute. This is it. We go in, create a distraction, gather intel, and get out without a trace. We can't afford to be detected. Sharkwise hologram flickered to life beside her, its snarky tone cutting through the tension. Ah yes, the classic sneak in, take what we want, and hope nobody notices approach. How original. Let's just hope we don't get caught by the oh-so-vigilant MAGA guards. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Sharkwise, Ace replied, rolling her eyes. We're doing this because we believe in what we're fighting for. We have to outsmart them. With a determined nod, Ace led her team toward the entrance. Harmony and O2 prepared the drones, ready to launch them for reconnaissance. As they set up, the tension in the air thickened, the weight of the mission pressing down on them. Ready? Harmony asked, her fingers flying over the controls. Drones are prepped and ready to deploy. Just give me the word. Ace took a deep breath, steadying herself. Now, let's move. GOP Big Tent Rising Part 5 into the fray. The drones zipped through the golden-orange sky, capturing every detail of the facility below. Their live feed displayed a labyrinth of corridors and the precise movements of the guards, projected onto a massive holographic screen within the team's makeshift command pod. Heavy security presence, O2 noted, her brows knitting together as she studied the screen. We'll need to find a way to disable their surveillance systems, or we're dead in the water. Leave that to me, Sharkwise said, its holographic form flickering with a mischievous grin. I'll find a few creative solutions to their technological shortcomings. Ace couldn't help but smirk at the AI's bravado. Just be quick about it, she urged. The footage streamed back more details of the complex layout, but Ace knew they'd need a stronger advantage to get through undetected. Suddenly, the feed showed increased guard patrols along their entry point. Ace's heart pounded as she thought through the next steps. They needed a distraction, something big enough to lure the guards away. Okay, we need a diversion, she announced. Something that'll pull them away from the main entrance. I've got just the thing, Harmony chimed in, her eyes gleaming with excitement. What if we set off some of the festival fireworks? They'd definitely grab attention. Risky, but it could work, Ace murmured, already calculating the timing. If it's big enough, it'll give us the perfect window. From a corner, Zippy, quiet up until now, finally spoke. I can rig the sky rockets to go off at a precise time, creating just the break we need. Ace nodded, her gaze steely with determination. Then let's make it happen. With Sharkwise infiltrating the facility's security network, the rest of the team moved swiftly to set up the fireworks, each of them feeling the pulse of adrenaline, knowing the weight of their mission. They weren't just fighting for themselves. They were in this for the future of their world. All right, we're ready to launch the distraction, Harmony said, barely able to contain her excitement. Ace took a deep breath, her voice steady with purpose. Let's turn the tide. Ace nodded, taking a deep breath as she surveyed the facility. On my mark, 3, 2, 1 now. The rockets exploded into the night sky, a burst of color and sound that lit up the darkness. The guards reacted immediately, rushing toward the source of the commotion, leaving the entrance unguarded. Let's move, Ace shouted, leading her team into the facility. As they slipped inside, the atmosphere shifted from anticipation to urgency. They navigated the darkened hallways, following the blueprints O2 had memorized, and the hum of machinery echoed around them. Sharkwise chimed in through their earpieces, its voice dripping with sarcasm. Nothing like the sweet scent of chaos to get the blood pumping. Just don't trip over your own feet in the excitement. Okay. Ace chuckled, grateful for the AI's comedic relief amidst the tension. Focus, Sharkwise. We need to find a resource storage room. They rounded a corner and found themselves facing a heavy steel door marked restricted access. Ace glanced at Zippy, who stepped forward, his expertise shining through. I can bypass the security lock, he said confidently, pulling out his tools. As Zippy worked, Ace felt the weight of their mission press down on her. They were standing at the precipice of change, and failure was not an option. Almost there, Zippy muttered, beads of sweat forming on his brow as he manipulated the lock. The door clicked open, and Ace held her breath as they stepped inside. The sight before them was staggering. Rows upon rows of containers filled with vital resources, everything from food supplies to clean water. This is it, Ace breathed, a mix of exhilaration and disbelief washing over her. We have to get as much as we can carry. Hold on, let's grab the most essential supplies, O2 said, quickly scanning the shelves. We can't take everything, but we can make a significant impact. As the team worked swiftly to gather resources, Sharkwise interjected with its signature sarcasm. Just don't forget to take a moment for a photo op. You'll want to remember the day you robbed the bad guys blind. Ace couldn't help but laugh. Maybe later, Sharkwise. Right now, we have a job to do. But just as they filled their bags, An alarm blared, piercing through the air. The guards were onto them. "Time to move," Ace shouted, adrenaline surging through her veins. "We can't stay here." They raced toward the exit, the sound of footsteps echoing behind them. With every second, the stakes grew higher, and Ace felt a rush of fear and determination. As they reached the door, Zippy quickly disabled the alarm, and they burst outside into the night air, the cool breeze hitting their flushed faces. "That was too close," Harmony gasped, her heart racing. "Let's regroup and get out of here before they send reinforcements," Ace urged, glancing back at the facility. With the resources secured, the team made their way to the hoverbikes, the thrill of victory mingling with the urgency of their escape. They had dealt a significant blow to MAGA, and the fight was far from over. As they sped away into the night, Sharkwise's hologram flickered beside them. "Well, that was fun. Nothing like a little bit of chaos to liven up a dull evening, right?" Ace grinned, her heart still pounding. "You could say that again, Sharkwise. Now let's get back and strategize our next move." GOP Big Tent Rising Part 6, The Catalyst of Resistance. On a remote moon base cloaked in darkness, GOP's top operatives gathered to review their strategy against the looming threat of the President King and his powerful ally, MAGA. With MAGA's grip tightening around vital resources, they knew they needed more than just courage. They needed a strategic, unified plan rooted in the fundamentals of business: product, passion, process, people, and promotion. Their leader, Ace, addressed the team with a steely gaze, laying out each part of their roadmap to freedom. Suddenly, explosions ripped through the nearby asteroid belts, sending shockwaves hurtling toward the base. "Brace, brace, brace!" Sharkwave shouted as the gravitational stabilizers failed, and the team was briefly tossed toward the ceiling. They tumbled back down, regaining footing as Sharkwave announced, "All right, brace, oops, bounce. Status report?" "That was close," Zippy replied, regaining composure. "Not sure where it came from. Let's wrap up and get out there fast." "Our product isn't just a change agent or a message," Ace began, her voice low but commanding. "It's something MAGA has kept out of reach for too long: clean, sustainable energy. We're offering the independence that comes from our hydrogen production, generated through plasma pyrolysis reactors. This H2 fuel will power their worlds, lighting a path out from MAGA's shadow." The team murmured in agreement, recognizing the powerful appeal of this independence. Clean hydrogen fuel wasn't just energy. It was a symbol of hope, a tool to fuel freedom and autonomy across isolated colonies. Ace's tone softened, turning intense. "Our purpose goes beyond challenging a corporation. We're here to restore freedom and dignity to every star system MAGA controls. Passion is essential. Find where your skills meet the needs of the people, and let that fuel your efforts. This isn't just a mission, it's a legacy." The operatives nodded, emboldened by Ace's words. Each member, with talents ranging from engineering to tactical strategy and intelligence, was ready to channel their skills into a shared cause, pushing limits driven by the belief they weren't just following orders but making a difference. Ace brought up a holographic map, displaying distribution routes and training protocols. "If we don't have a plan for every step, we're doomed. Each movement, each shipment must be precisely coordinated. We'll establish efficient systems for production and transport of H2 fuel, and every mission is an opportunity to refine our process. MAGA's forces are quick to retaliate. We need to be quicker." The team understood the necessity of discipline and careful planning. They would measure, adapt, and refine their strategies, documenting every success and setback to evolve faster than MAGA could counter their moves. "Our most valuable resource isn't the hydrogen or our tech," Ace continued, her voice steady. "It's the people we bring into this fight. We can have the most brilliant strategy, but without a skilled and committed team, it means nothing. We'll recruit not just for skills, but for conviction, building a community of fighters who care about our cause as deeply as we do." The team exchanged determined glances. Success hinged on unity, trust, and the shared understanding that every member was vital to their mission. Over time, they would build a network of allies with specialized expertise who would stand with them, rain or shine. Finally, Ace turned her attention to their messaging strategy. "MAGA's propaganda machine will call us terrorists, rebels, anything they can think of to undermine our cause. But we won't let them control the narrative. We'll spread our message across the galaxy. Symbols, encrypted broadcasts, stories of hope and resilience that will echo in every star system." With the plan complete, the team felt the weight of their mission. They weren't just pursuing a new strategy. They were igniting a vision that would inspire lasting transformation. This initiative would foster a culture of empowerment, unity, and resilience, driven by values of freedom and solidarity, enabling sustainable growth and positive change for all stakeholders involved.